How's it going?
It's going good, man. Glad to see you here, buddy. Hope your power doesn't go out on us.
Well, it's literally been going in and out for like the last 3 hours, so
And what about the power?
uh, BSJ, like every time we do a podcast episode, you go with the sexual innuendos. Literally, the reason we didn't make the podcast name something different was to avoid all of this, and then you just do it anyways.
You guys ready? Yeah. No, it's not right. How about now?
Almost.
Okay, fine.
Almost.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to have it
Second
full
try.
screen. Yes, full screen or not. Well, welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves a Banana Slam Jaren podcast. Been a little while. We are both always so busy, but we are going to attempt to make this somewhat regular. I know for you, the qualifiers are coming. What day are those?
I believe they start June 30th.
June 30th. Okay,
the finals
so
are July 3rd.
do you think you'll be able to spare like one of those nights, like June 28th or something?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Okay. We'll get your you can tell us all about the drafts that you guys are planning for.
Oh yeah,
for the qualifiers, right before. Just make sure the strategies are nice and fresh. So, my man, it's been a while. We talked. The DPC ended. We didn't do one since the DPC ended, did we? We might have done one. After the DPC ended.
Yeah, I think we did one right after it ended, before you flew back.
Okay.
Before
you went and it wasn't before the major, or it wasn't after the major. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the major, how did you watch a lot of it from home?
I watched the majority of the group, that like the playoffs or whatever.
Okay.
I didn't watch too much of the group stages, but I watched a lot of the wild card play or whatever.
So you were just busy those 3 days, or what?
Yeah. So the group stages, I just didn't see too much, but I did say I thought so. I just missed that like little section, but I watched like the majority of the rest of it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That event was not that great for me.
Why is that?
So it was okay. I'm here to confess myself to you, monkeys. Okay. There's a lot of like quality of life things that were kind of bad. So for whatever it was, I've kind of learned that I need to learn a new skincare routine, because while I was there, so I was in the DPC, and then I was at the major. And for people who don't know, we have to wear makeup, otherwise our faces literally reflect off the camera. Like it's just looks shiny. So I had to wear makeup like every day almost for 8 weeks in a row. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's rough.
My face did not appreciate it. And then there was also something that was causing me some serious allergies. Okay.
Oh, really?
So I was my eyes were like in pain, and my face was like drying out like crazy and shit.
Oh, man.
So it's all better now. Luckily, all it took was like some proper skincare and like 2 weeks or like a week and a half of not using makeup. But yeah, my face didn't really like it. And then we were doing a set schedule, and they were taking like 30 minutes between games, even though they said 15. And there were days where to get to the first scene, or to get to the first one, since we all have to get makeup, it takes like 5-10 minutes each. We had to show up like 2 hours early. We're showing up at 10 a.m. and we got done at like 2 or 3 a.m. some days. So it's like, dude, it's literally 16-hour days at this major. It's like, of course, between series and stuff, we're like there, but I was like taking naps on couches and stuff because I was so tired. But the Dota itself was fantastic. I really did enjoy the event in regards to Dota, but in regards to all the other stuff, I was like, get me out. My face is itchy, dry. Fuck this.
The longest day for you must have been the day that Team Nigma and Secret had that remake game or whatever, right?
Dude, there were some people that were actually mad at me because I was like, do I have to stay for this shit? Like, because we're supposed to be on first and third.
Yeah.
So what they wanted to keep like the same people on the same games. So instead of being on first and third out of 4, right? I'll start my day at 9, be done at like 9 p.m. Instead of that, I go from 9 a.m. to fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah,
that's
insane.
I'm like, yes, I do care. People are like, is BSJ really complaining about staying at his job? I'm like, yes, an extra 5 hours is definitely something I'm going to complain about.
that whole situation. I mean, I truly hope that Valve, like, I mean, I know they won't, but I hope Valve like implements some sort of remake feature or whatever, where like, you know, at least for competitive games, where the game just like auto saves as you go through it. So, I mean, I know it doesn't happen frequently, but you
It's
know,
just too difficult, man.
you can't predict tech issues and shit like
They don't
that.
have the funds. Like the game's still in beta. They don't have any funds. There's just no way that they could possibly make.
Yeah, it's literally impossible. Like nothing can be done.
Can't expect too much, man. Just let the indie company take it one step at a time.
I think that was literally like one of their selling points for Dota 2, like initially when they announced Dota 2, because in Dota 1, like if you DC'd from the game, you were out from the game, right? Like
Yeah.
you were just done. So I'm pretty sure Valve like had that as a selling point for Dota 2, and all Dota 1 players are like, "Oh my god, finally we can like get back into a game and like actually play."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Here we are, what, 10, 11 years later? No.
And we've gone nowhere but backwards, my friend. Somebody was flaming me for not having my Liquid sponsorship in there, so I got to make sure I don't get fired in my first week and a half. My first day, I said, check out this sick Razer mic, and it's a HyperX mic. So, and they're sponsored by HyperX, so I was already on the verge of getting flamed or fired. I mean, so.
Oh yeah, I can publicly say congrats on the Liquid sponsorship.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Are you guys gonna miss me or what?
I mean, I will. I can't really speak for the rest of it.
So that's it for the podcast today, guys. Monkeys is getting a little too comfortable. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, fuck you, monkeys. What can you do, man? What can you do? Not gonna lie, you're probably accurate there. But hey, man, I've been telling all my friends in NA and you that if you are gonna
wait a minute, what? Now that was uncalled for.
If you ever want to come to Europe for a little while, like once I get us settled in place, you can come join me. Hit up the Netherlands, man. I heard there's some pretty cool stuff to do there. So just letting you know, and extending that invitation. If you're ever getting like really tilted with playing with Boris and Danny.
I mean, when am I not tilted playing with Boris? Let's be honest.
That's true. I'll never forget when Boris took an arrow. I'll never forget that.
True.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, yelling, "Get down, Mr. President."
Yes. Titanic music was playing for the rewatching of the clip. But no, man, it's gonna be weird. I think the best part that I'm really looking forward to is that I'm trying to be like a little more human with my sleep schedule. And it's really difficult to like wake up at 9 a.m. and just be like, now what?
Yeah.
Because like in NA, I don't really like. You've tried, I think it seems like maybe you're just more motivated or something than me. I don't know like what the word would be, or like you're like a masochist or something. I don't know, but like you're playing NA pubs at like 10 a.m. Those things just don't. They're not exactly quality.
Yeah, it's definitely not great, but I mean, it's like I don't know. Sometimes I just like can't sleep very well, so I wake up at like 5 a.m. or something, and then like 4 to 5 hours have passed of me doing nothing but watching like TV or something. By the time 10 a.m. rolls around, I'm just like, well, fuck it, time to play some pubs. See where this shit takes us. Like
that's like the only that's one of the main reasons I'm really excited to play in the EU is because I can play from like 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. or something.
They definitely have I mean, again, they just have a much bigger player pool, so people are just playing at all hours of every day.
Yeah, I will say the worst of the worst there are worse. Like if you play at like 3 a.m., those games in EU are a yikes. All right?
Really?
Like, they are worse than anything I could have fathomed. Like, do not play. Like everyone in EU is like, yeah, man, don't you know this shit? Like it's bad. I'm like, if everyone knows it's bad, like who are these people? Are these like the cockroaches that come out at night or something? Like what the fuck's going on? Uh,
I don't know if you should be calling Dota players cockroaches, BSJ.
I mean, is it like discriminating to call a group of game players something?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I just avoid shit like
Uh, okay. You just want to squash him, you know? But what can you do?
that. Doubling down. High five.
Somebody in chat says not wrong, you know? EU 3 a.m. doters equal cockroaches. Yep. See, people calling people cockroaches, he fits into EU already. See, chat gets it. Like, I have to. So, did we talk about the dynamic of pubs there, with like how NA respects rank, and then in EU you have to like threaten people? Did we? I think we might have talked about that. I'm not.
Maybe a bit. I don't know.
Okay, so
I mean, we've talked about so many
yeah,
different things.
TLDR in NA, if you want to rank, or if you want a role, most of the time you can just like be like, I'm ranked 50, you're ranked 200, I get the role, and people respect it. But in EU, if you were to do that, the guy would be like rank 800, and he'll just first pick carry. That's his response. So I realized I was getting a little pissed about it. I was like, this ain't working. So I just realized that I just gotta threaten people. So I changed my name from BSJ to 1-3 or Pudge, and I got offlane or carry every single game except for one in like the next 2 weeks, and I played Pudge. So
you did play Pudge. All right, at least you followed through. You can't be giving out.
There was one game, or there were 2 games, but the second game Pudge was banned, so I didn't have an alternative plan for that one. I was like, shit. I think they purposely nominated. Yeah, techies. There you go. At least I find Pudge fun. I don't find Pudge. I feel like you have to be really good at techies to have them be.
Yeah, you don't. Techies is definitely like you have to practice that hero. But I feel like if you're good at techies, the hero is genuinely threatening right now. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast because people are gonna be like, "Monkeys-forever said techies is a viable hero, so I'm gonna spam techies now." I mean, you don't.
I thought you were referring to your like strats for your team. You guys picking techies and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, Juve is not even on the team anymore, so no more techies.
Wait, who is your new 4?
5 up.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
5 up and Empyrean.
So did you tell him like, dude, are you really playing with Gork? Like, come on, bro, you can do better than that. Is that what you said?
I mean, he's been asking to play with me since like middle of end of last year, like after I got kicked from the Zoomers last year.
I see.
He was like, at least dropping the hints that he wanted to play with me. Like,
so it has nothing to do with who is on his other team. It has everything to do with you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Spill the beans, bro.
I didn't ask him like 5 up. Did you hate playing with Gorp? Like
I wasn't talking about. I said anyone on his team. You're the one that said Gorp. You put the words in.
Well, I mean,
put it out there.
All right. I guess I fell for the bait. What can you do?
Yeah. Got him. But yeah, but yeah, he seems like a really good player. Whenever I've played with him, he seems like he knows his shit.
I win my lane with him like 90% of the time in pub, so
Are you guys like duo queuing or like to practice or what?
No, just well, I mean, I'm just talking about like the history of when I get him in pubs or whatever.
And he's still in EU for the qualifiers and everything. Like he's not.
Yeah, he's still in EU, but I mean, he's like always played NA pubs. I don't know if he just like snipes me to play with me or what, but I've definitely played with him a decent amount while he is in EU.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of him here and there.
Yeah,
I'm always surprised when he's playing like Earth Spirit on NA. I'm like, what the fuck? How are you trying to play Earth Spirit on like 110 ping, dude?
Dude, seriously, playing on even just 100 ping is so rough for me now. Like I can play on EU to like or with 90 to 100 ping, but I get 10 ping on NA. It's just like I just want to play on 10 ping. That's like land ping. That's
dude, it spoils you, man.
It really does.
You've been living in Pennsylvania for how long?
I mean, it's been like 3 years now or something nonstop. Well, I mean, like since I got good internet was probably like 6 years ago, but I was traveling a shit ton like initially. But for the last like 3 years, other than the Paris major in 2019, I've pretty much been here.
Yeah, people, it's just like one of those. You do the 10 ping thing, you do the 140 hertz monitor thing, you do the double monitor thing, you get a nice setup in
Dude, I
general.
literally can't play without 2 monitors now. It's like it's actually almost distracting to me, like not having a second monitor to
Yeah,
look at, like in my downtime.
yeah, dude. I
I'm just like looking at like a Dota loading screen, and I'm like antsy. I'm like, what do I do? There's like 5 seconds I'm wasting right
inefficiency, bro. Life of a Dota player. They like people always come in saying like, I play on 40 FPS and 200 ping, and I'm like, okay, and what MMR are you? Like, are you
now.
playing against fucking 9K, 10K players every game? Like, probably not. It's just something you need at the highest level, or at least once you get it, you're never going back. It's all
Yeah.
perspective. It's spoiled. So I don't know if you know, but I had a HelloFresh sponsorship this week
All
and
right, I
last
saw
week,
that on Twitter.
or next week, and we're doing cooking streams. So I did one on
Ooh,
Saturday, and I did one,
nice.
and I'm doing one next Saturday as well. So it's actually kind of cool. My chat seemed to like it, and I've never done a cooking stream before, so I may do them in the future again. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
We had a second computer, so we just like put the second one over there, and then had some webcam setups and showed us
Damn,
cooking.
you have like the most insane setup in New York, and you're just gonna be ditching it now for Europe?
It's gonna hurt a little bit for sure. There's like a chance I ship my computer, but probably not because I'm also gonna be in NA a little bit throughout the
Mhm.
year. But yeah, it's like bittersweet because now was like the time I moved all of my stuff out of Arizona and everything. But uh, here I go,
Yep,
just
off
leapfrogging.
to another adventure.
Yeah, I'm like a guy that likes to settle in too. So I
I mean,
I'm not
I
gonna
feel
not
like
take the opportunity,
yeah,
but
yeah, I know. When you're involved in esports, like you just have to get used to traveling. Like it's going to be a part of your life. Like you can't really avoid it.
yes. And there's somebody in chat that says, "Isn't it almost entirely your girlfriend who did the cooking stream?" Now, let me be clear. We got 3 HelloFresh meals, and I made one today all by myself. Okay, all
Wow,
by my
BSJ.
grown ass man self. All right, chat. I
I'm
don't
so proud of you.
appreciate. And you know what? I was even able to say I think HelloFresh recommended too much oil. Next time around, I'm going to use less oil because I noticed that shit.
Wow.
Okay, I noticed that shit. I was like, oh, I mean, I put in the amount of oil they told me to put in, but I'm like, that's too much oil. I mean, you can eat it, but like, it would be just fine without that much oil. So, I don't appreciate chat. I don't
Yeah,
appreciate
chat.
chat telling me this.
Please respect BSJ
Yeah,
and his manliness and his
thank you.
independence.
Yes. Now, speaking of manliness, now this is just the perfect segue because we had to sell out during this podcast, anyways, monkeys. Now, I
That's
know they didn't
true.
send you anything,
They
but
did actually.
wait, did they actually?
Yeah.
Did you
I
use it yet?
I mean, I use like the razor or whatever. Yeah. Or
Down
the buzz.
there?
I mean, it was
Okay,
no,
I'm
as you
just.
can as you can see, my face is
Well, okay. So, you guys, we do have a sponsorship for the stream, so it's kind of cool. It's called Manscaped. Monkeys was so awkward when I asked him that question. It's just a brief shout out, guys. Check it out if you're interested at all. Basically, they sent us a couple products, which is interesting. They sent us some boxer briefs. So it's called Manscaped, and so Monkeys apparently used the razor on his face. That was
yeah.
not the
Honestly,
desired.
I didn't actually know that was not
Dude, if you
the purpose
okay,
of it
okay,
initially.
wait, real quick, okay, monkeys, just you guys, this is a Dota player right here. Be right back. It says the
I mean,
lawnmower
I didn't read it,
4.0 designed for groin grooming.
I
Groin
literally
grooming.
didn't
Now,
read it.
now say that 5 times fast, monkeys. Groin grooming. Groin grooming. Okay, so it's right there. That's the product is Manscaped, guys. It's just a brief shout out. They sent us some boxer briefs, so they have like a package that you can order. So it's like boxer briefs. It's this razor that's meant for your lovely man parts, and then we also have what I thought was my favorite product, actually, is called anti-chafing ball deodorant. Okay, like, now I was like, damn, I can just put some. This is literally lotion deodorant meant for my balls. Okay, that is something that. Wait, monkeys with active pH control. I didn't even read that part yet. So,
Wow.
just saying, guys, it's
Impressive.
kind of a cool product. But
Actually, I think I got a shirt as well. I think I
I
was
got the
supposed to wear
shirt,
that.
but like I didn't really feel like the shirt was within the theme
Yeah, also true.
of the product. So, I'm going to put the site in chat just in case anybody cares. If anybody cares, like if like just so you guys know, this is the type of stuff where if none of you guys buy it, they're just not going to sponsor us again. And that's totally fine if none of you want it, but it's manscaped.com. It's in chat. I'll click it a few more times. You get 20% off with promo code BSJ. This isn't like HelloFresh where it's like Banana Slam Jam of 14.
Wait, promo code
Yeah,
BSJ?
promo code BSJ gets you
Wow.
20% off.
I've
people.
never heard that one before.
So
If only someone made that into a meme.
if only that was a thing prior to this talk. But yeah, guys, if you're interested at all, check it out, manscaped.com. They did send us some cool stuff, and it does the trick. So if you're, you're getting some issues down there, and I know most of you now, there is at least one person in your life that will care about you taking care of yourself. And if it's not your primary care physician, you may have two. So let's just leave it there. So that's it for the. Oh, somebody's asking me to link it again. But that's it. So that's it for the sponsored segment, guys. That was like 5 minutes, but I hope you guys check it out. Manscaped.com, promo code BSJ. Okay, so I'm not very good at the selling out stuff, but nowadays you gotta like pick and choose your battles. Monkeys. Have you been getting any sponsorship offers on your stream?
Not really, because I don't really stream consistently or anything.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm trying to kind of get back into streaming consistently because, like, I don't know. My whole attitude of, like, not playing as many pubs when I'm on a team is definitely, like, because I've been on a team for, like, the majority of the last 2 years now, and I'm just not playing that many pubs because like, my reasoning has been that I get tired from, like, scrimming and, like, stuff like that, but it's definitely, taken a toll on my skill. So I'm trying to just get back into consistently playing pubs, regardless of being on a team and scrims and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta find the right balance. When you play just pubs, it's hard to get like the conceptual, like theory crafting part of Dota down, and then when you're playing on teams, usually the mechanics can slip if you don't get a bit too careful. If you're not
So
careful.
I'm trying to get back into more consistent streaming. So we'll see how long I can keep it up for, but I mean, like, I'm trying to not do like 14-hour streams either because like that's kind of how I get burnt out and don't want to stream for like half a year. So
I'm gonna
trying to avoid that.
I'm gonna read a message for you, monkeys. That's it for today. I'm kind of tired. Got a scrim later. Purple heart in chat. Pepe W's all around. Is that you? Is Dragon Creeper quoting you right now?
Me? I don't know.
It
I don't
sounds like
think that.
something. It sounds like something you'd say.
I don't think that's me. I don't write in chat ever.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm assuming like 5 hours into your stream or something, you're saying that's it for today, guys. I'm kind of tired. See ya. Is that true?
I
Or no?
mean, I usually make it like 8 hours.
That's a long time.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Is
If
like
you're also on a
average.
team, I think 8 hours is a very long time. I've been trying to limit myself when it comes to streaming. I'm like trying to be somewhat of a normal human being. It's been tough. It's been tough. I know you do your rock climbing and soccer. Are you still
Haven't been
those
doing
things?
that at all for a while.
Just on the team grind or what?
I mean, right now I'm just on Dota grind. Like this month particularly, I've just pretty much exclusively been doing Dota. Before this month, I was like kind of getting back into climbing because like my knee rehabilitation has been going like decently, and I can like run again and kind of put weight on it and pressure and stuff. So I got kind of back into rock climbing. But this month, I just was like, all right, nothing else, all Dota, preparing for TI quals, and hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it works out.
There you go.
We'll see.
What do you think your chances? Give yourself a percentage right now, monkeys.
20%.
20%. I like it. Well, let's give the distribution. So Team Undying, what do you think their chances are of winning this one?
I don't know, 40
40. So you think they're the most likely? What about 4Zoomers?
probably. They're probably like 30.
Okay. What about Arkosh?
I mean, 90% for sure.
Okay, I'm doing the math. So that leaves about 15% for Sad Boys, or what?
Yeah, something around there.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking of
maybe like 5% black and yellow.
okay, black and yellow, 5%. Got it. I think that checks out. I think I got the math down there. That makes sense. 50% power of will or something like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to the qualifiers. The EU one looks fucking dude, the EU one's kind of funny, right? Because I feel like it's so weird to think that Kuroki or OG is not gonna go to TI. Or both. You know, maybe our boy Snake just like fucks him up and takes it down, you know? What if Tundra just
I
comes
mean,
out of nowhere?
EU quals are definitely going to be scary, but I mean, well, I mean, also there could be Liquid, right? Liquid could knock those teams
Absolutely.
out.
I'm
So,
not allowed to be biased though. I got to be careful of being biased,
yeah,
monkeys.
yeah, that's true. Bias.
That's
Shay,
why I
so.
didn't mention Liquid at all.
But yeah, I mean, EU quals are definitely going to be. There's going to be a lot of competitive teams. I mean, especially Team Bald,
Of course.
like OG has to really look out for Gorp. Like
They did lose their star player though. He's now on some no-name team, I think.
that's true. So
Yeah. I think his name's like 4-Up or 7-Up or something.
7-Up. Got some nice soda on my team, you know. Great work, BSJ. Great work. Super proud of you for that one.
I thought that was a good one. I just thought of it.
But yeah, EU qualifiers are definitely going to be they're going to be competitive as hell. I mean, I honestly think NA qualifiers are going to be quite competitive as well. Like I don't know. There's just something about TI quals that like it just brings out the most competitive nature of every single player ever. Like no matter who you are, if you're in these qualifiers, like you're like you're dreaming of going to TI, like you want it so badly, and you know everyone is just like trying their hardest. So
yeah, I'm sure that every team in the qualifiers is just scrimming their ass off.
I can't. I'm not gonna point any fingers, name any names. I mean, you know, especially Arkosh. I mean, I've heard from Pale Horse himself. They are taking things quite seriously.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm trying to keep it together, dude. I'm trying to keep it together. I was more talking about like Team Bald and stuff because I heard they're not scrimming either.
Yes, I also heard that. I mean, I heard, or was it? I think Gorp mentioned that they wanted to like stream their scrims or something, but nobody nobody no, it was he tweeted he sent out a tweet saying we're down to scrim anyone, but it's gonna be on stream, and then he like called everyone bitches or something, and no one scrimmed them. So
Well, there you have it. If you call your opponents bitches, they may not appreciate it.
well, I mean, I think it was more the stream or the streaming the scrims part that people weren't too interested in.
So my question is, why do you think like Division 2 EU teams, for instance, wouldn't stream their scrims? Like, what if you got like 6th place? Who got 6th? It was like did Ghost Frogs go up? Who got 6th in EU?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know like anyone
Dota
in
2,
EU Div 2 other
Season
than team or Viking GG.
I
And
know the
they
teams, but I
7-0'd.
don't know who got 5th, 6th. Western Europe, we got ourselves lower division. No, Ghost Frogs got 3rd. Into the Breach and No Bounty Hunter got 5th, 6th. So, like, why would you, if you were, like, Into the Breach, not want to stream, you know?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like I mean, I personally would just prefer like my practice matches be private because like you're trying stuff out like there's room for like embarrassment, I guess, if like you're getting your scrim streamed and
No,
stuff.
so
Like
like, what
there's
if?
extra pressure and whatnot. Like I
But
don't know. I feel
no,
like
my
practice
question
should
is
be
why
practice.
would so no. So obviously, I'm not saying that stream scrims would replace normal scrims, but like just like you and I, when we're on teams, we try to stream, 15, 20 hours a week or something. Why
Mm.
can't like a fourth of these scrims be broadcasted? Do you just think it ruins it strategically? Do you think people just don't want to?
I
It's an
mean,
interesting subject, right?
I mean, again, it's kind of like the reasons I was giving, like, are there is an extra added amount of pressure because especially against Gorp, they're going to be at least. I mean, it's Gorp. He's probably going to get 20,000 plus people watching him in a competitive environment, right? Like
And
hear
wouldn't these
to hear
people
comms and
want
stuff.
that?
I mean, maybe that's true, but I mean, at the same time, if you're like really trying to just practice and like get like if you're trying to just try things out and like you don't want to be in like a high pressure situation or whatever, a lot of people like they feel like they can, they I don't want to say clowny, but they can like, be more comfortable in scrims because like you're just it's just the 10 of you that like know this game existed or whatever and like you're able to just like play
So
without limits or whatever,
so here's my
if that makes
question then.
sense.
So I was talking to Mira Effie during the event, and it's like it was kind of interesting to hear a perspective of somebody who had never casted before or like been on stream. I mean, she's had her own stream, but it's very different to be at an event than it is
Yeah, yeah.
to be on your own stream. And she was very obviously uncomfortable, right? And a lot of us are nervous and stuff. And my question would be that, of course, people would be nervous originally, but hypothetically, wouldn't the scrims being streamed be like good practice? Because if you're going to be nervous in a streamed scrim, wouldn't you be even 10 times more nervous at an event?
I
Like,
mean,
is this
maybe
like
that's
not a
true.
skill worth
I
practicing?
I mean, like, I suppose at this point, like, I mean, I guess for the lesser known teams, there isn't really like a concrete reason as to why it shouldn't
I'm not
happen.
talking about these teams that are like one spot away from a
Yeah,
major or
yeah,
like
yeah.
two spots
I
away
mean,
from a major.
I definitely like, for the better teams, like I don't, you will never see any of those teams streaming scrims, but like, you know, if you're literally just talking about like D2 teams or whatever, like sure I can see the logic behind it, but at the same time it's just kind of like the what should I say? Almost like the rule sets of Dota, right? Just as a competitor in general has always been just don't stream scrims or like don't like keep everything as private as possible and shit like that.
Now, Monkeys, you seem like the kind of guy that takes a rule and says, yours rule. Now, there's just some things that,
I
I think,
I
okay,
mean again I can see where you're coming from, but again it would be like you would someone has to like be the first to do it, right? For it to become more socially acceptable, I suppose, in Dota.
I guess like one of my biggest rules, I'd say this is going to be one of our closing points because you always rattle on for so long,
I'm
Monkeys,
so sorry.
is that I have been noticing how okay. I would say Dota players have a tendency to be like negative Nancy's, all right? We tend to
I know,
be.
especially me.
Yes, you are incredibly a Debbie Downer, okay? So my thing is that why do we insist on talking about how miserable we are playing the game we all love? Like, why? I think, we talk about streaming scrims as like a rule. It feels like a default rule in Dota to be like masochist. Is it sadistic or some shit? What's the word about
I mean,
like.
masochism kind of fits.
Yeah, it's like, why are people insisting upon saying how much they hate Dota? I've like tried to
I
nip that one in the bud, man.
I
We all
mean,
spend
I
hours upon hours playing this game.
I don't think anyone actually. Well, okay, some people definitely do hate Dota. Don't get me wrong, but I think the people who spam the game. Well, I mean, I don't know. There are definitely two sides to it, right? Because I myself has said I hate Dota like on stream and stuff before, but
We've all done it. We've all done it.
That's usually when I'm like having a really bad day, like I'm losing games or like I'm just really not like at that moment I'm not enjoying Dota very much, but I'm still forcing myself to play because I want to keep practicing and getting better. And so like even if I'm not enjoying it, I like my mentality is still I want to improve. So I just force myself to keep playing it even if I'm not like technically enjoying it in that moment, right? But I think people who say that they just like overall hate Dota, but they still spend like, you know, 8 to 14 hours a day playing the game. Like, I mean,
Name
they're
names.
they're
That's a lot of hours.
they're just lying at that point. I mean, you wouldn't be literally spending all of your free time playing this game if you actually hated it, right? Like,
That's what I mean. Like, we think badly of the game, but a lot of it, I've realized a lot of it's perspective, man. When I stopped saying how much I hate Dota, I noticed I just enjoyed Dota on average.
yeah, I mean, Dota really is it's a super fun game. I think another thing that kind of drags people to say they dislike it or hate it or whatever when they play a lot of it is a very intense, high stress game. Like, don't get me wrong, I've played a lot of different games, and like Dota is definitely like one of the highest stress games like I have ever played. No, no, not only is it a team game, but like especially at the highest level, the vast amount of knowledge and different mechanics and different things and like different ideas that you have to know just innately to be good at the game is like so high. And if you don't innately know all of the shit, people better than you will literally just flame you nonstop for the whole game because Dota players can't fucking keep their negative thoughts to themselves. They will literally just verbally abuse you until the game just ends. Even if you win, you're still just gonna get flamed to shit. So it's like there are definitely aspects like that in Dota where it just like it makes people not enjoy the game even if they love the game as a concept, like as a whole. It's like when you add four other individuals into the mix, like, that can really change the tide of like anything, especially if you don't get along with any of those individuals.
You know, monkeys, you make valid points, all right? But I'm a firm believer that all of this stuff is so much about perspective. And I know this because today I had a game where we were losing. The game was rough, and I didn't play too well. And the enemy team was killing me and tipping me, all right? They were pausing the game and tipping me. And in the past, I would have just lost my shit, dude. I would have just been like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Who the fuck does this rank 300 NA that I've never heard of think he is? But I just was like, man, they're having a good time, and this game sucks, and I could have played better. And then I just moved on. Then guess
Yeah.
what? I won the next game, dude. I won the next fucking game. You know what the difference between today and the other days were? If I didn't do what I did today, I would have lost the next game.
Yeah,
Okay?
and then you would have gone on a downward spiral.
Yeah, I would have just slowly lost my shit. And it's all like a tightrope, monkeys. It's all a tightrope. The second you start going, whoop, 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 you're going to plunge into the depths of
Dota
something.
hell.
Dota despair. Dota despair. I said dispel. I've played way too much Dota.
Because you played too much Dota.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I think I really have learned, at least for me, Dota's way you make it, man. It's like there's a lot of room for interpretation of these people ruining your games and shit.
I agree, and I think something that a lot of people don't take advantage of enough is like, I'm at least referring to high MMR. I feel like in other MMR people mute plenty, but like in high MMR, like you'll get a pro or something, like people get a pro player in the game and they'll just like be complete assholes. So like the rank 300s or lower or whatever, and they won't mute them because they're like, oh, this guy's a pro player. I gotta like milk him for everything he's got, like information wise, because I want to learn how to get better.
Rank 300
or whatever,
players,
right?
have some fucking self-respect. If I'm being a piece of shit to you, if I'm being a piece of shit to you, just fucking mute me. Now, if you are arguing with me and you're rank 800, okay, you can go fuck yourself because I'm trying to win a game of Dota, and your knowledge compared to the ranked top 100s is like, bleh, you know? So let's just make the distinction. There's a lot. I've noticed, though, there are a lot of rank like 2 to 300s in the last like year or two, in NA at least, that are eager to learn. Like they're actually trying to like you said, kind of soak in the knowledge.
Yeah.
So I've appreciated playing with those guys, and I've tried to be a little bit, more compassionate.
I definitely have my days that I'm not like very into talking or whatever, and people like ask me what to do, and I just like ignore them and don't say shit or whatever. Or like maybe I like give them some passive aggressive response, but like for the most part, I do my best. Like when someone's like, "Oh, like what item do you think I should get?" and or like, "What's the reasoning behind them?" So like I do my best to like explain it while playing the game and like try and help people out.
So here's the thing, man. This is my last point. You can have any counterpoint you got, and then we're gonna wrap up the session. All right.
Sure.
So somebody in my chat says, if you care so much about something, it's natural to get angry. Now, people, stop making fucking excuses, all right? Like, yes, you care a lot about Dota. It is your choice to be angry about something. Like, you can, like, whether or not it's a good or bad experience, it is completely in your hands to take what you will with that bad or good experience and move on. Like do whatever it is you need to do with that experience. Like, I think people justify and like say they're in the right to be angry. It's the biggest thing for me is I'm like holding myself accountable when I'm tilted and when I'm angry. I'm like trying to understand why, like what about me is making myself angry, and then not being like proud of it or like embracing that it's something about me. Like, it's not a characteristic of you guys. Like, don't be proud that you got really fucking mad at a guy in your pub. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's what I am, at least. Sorry, go ahead.
I fully agree. Like, I at least, like, when I like initially started taking Dota super seriously, I thought about exactly what you just described nonstop from like 20 to like 24. Like any time that I would get negatively affected by like someone's response to me or like how I would or like having a conversation with someone, I would be like, all right, Jared, why are you this emotionally affected by like just having one bad interaction with someone? Like, it just doesn't matter. Just move on. Like, mute them. Like, just do whatever you can to just not get affected by it.
And you spent 5 years doing that. And you spent 5 years doing that.
No, I mean, I really did. And
I believe I'm not saying.
For about 2 years, I genuinely was like, I wasn't getting upset or anything in Dota. I was just laughing my ass off every time I would play Dota. No, not that I wasn't trying hard, but I was just having a great time playing Dota. And then the pandemic hit, and then it kind of became insufferable rather. And I totally admit it. I was not, the greatest person to be around in 2020. But
No, okay.
I'm bouncing back. I'm getting there again.
Dude, so the thing is that people, I said that was going to be my last point. There's just people in chat that are there's people in chat that are kind of triggering me. They're saying that about somebody who gets mad at Dota is like telling somebody who's depressed to stop being depressed. You have to understand that being mad about a Dota game is completely, like, how you handle it is completely within your control. Monkeys just said, Monkeys we would consider to be one of the most chill guys, like happy-go-lucky dudes in a pub. And he just said he spent 5 years of his life, like, contemplating and managing his own emotions, okay? I'm like 5 years behind you, okay? Like, maybe I started like 8 months ago, okay? So that's when I started doing it. I think if you watch my stream, there is a palpable difference between my attitude towards the game now than there was about 8 months to a year.
I can already tell there's a difference.
Yes, and I think that my point is that it's not a fucking easy road. It's not something that like we're trying to glorify and all that kind of stuff, but it's a road that is completely within your control. People are saying, now that you make money doing this game, you don't like it. Dude, I care so much about like being the best at whatever I'm doing. Like, there's a reason why I'm making money from this game, okay? Like, there is a reason why. I put in a lot of fucking hard work to get where I am, so don't fucking minimize that, you piece of shit in chat. So, but secondly, is that
and with that, don't be mad, guys.
Yeah, but I'm just telling him how it is. That guy's fucking talking shit to me, saying you make money, you're just not willing to be pissed about winning or losing. It's like I've realized that the reason why I made it to where I was and then never got any better was because I was trying so hard to like win the game all the time. And like if you think about like these emotions and like I want to win the game, and sometimes there's something you can't do in the game. And, like, you just have to recognize there's nothing I can do right now. Let's hope the opponent throws. Like, what's the way I win this game? And you start thinking about the game more clearly. And you start thinking, like, I used to think a hard game was an inconvenience. I think this is, like, one of the biggest things that I've changed is I used to think a hard game was an inconvenience. Now it's just, like, by changing my focus to whatever's next. You know, what is next for me? Am I working on my next item? Am I looking to fight right now? Am I, you know, what am I doing? You know, what's next in the game?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even realize the kill score is like 15-1. You know, I'm like, wait, what? We're getting shit on. And I'll be like, I've just been constantly worried about like what's going on. And the funny thing is, even though I don't see the kill score, I feel very much more in tune with the game, like meaning what I need to do in this game. I can't worry about what my offlaner is doing or my mid laner. I can look at what they're doing, but I can't worry like that's what that guy was supposed to buy or supposed to do or wow, my support's died 12 times. It's like none of that shit is going to help me win. All right? Then none of that shit.
Especially after like the latest major, like literally all of the best teams of the major, like all LGD and EG did was just play for their own timings. That actually was just that was the single most important thing that both of those teams did was they chilled out. They just like controlled the areas of the map they wanted to control, and they got to like that item timing, that level timing, that whatever timing in the game that they were aiming for, and then they would group up and go take the engagement that they wanted to take, like just consistently throughout the entire tournament. Both of those teams, that was what they did, and that is why they are so successful. Like they you would literally see consistently by like 20 minutes into the game, there's like a total of 16 to 20 kills in the game. Like they just
very methodical Dota, for sure.
Like there was never like some crazy ass like 40 plus kill game at 20 minutes. It was just like, yeah, it's like the score's like 15-5 or something. One team's up by 2K, but the other team hit their timing and they won the fight. Now they're up 3K because they waited for exactly what they wanted to.
Okay,
like
Monkeys, I love talking to you, buddy, so I got one last point. Right?
I've heard this one before.
I will say I blame you, all right? I blame you. Do you think... Okay, are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Do you think that OG ruined EU?
I think OG brought something really unique to EU in the sense that EU or like OG basically won through like the power of just being friends with each other. And I think a lot opened not just EU, but a lot of teams' eyes to like it really is important to like just be friends with your teammate like in and out of the game, so like you have that synergy going and stuff, because I think that is one of the main reasons why OG like were just able to crush like so hard at both. Okay, at TI9 they crushed really hard. TI8, that was like they were dragging their asses along for that W, but they did get the W, so that's all that matters.
All I'm saying, Monkeys, with my theory, this is a legit theory for me, all right? People may say, BSJ, you're nuts, you're on some shit. But I believe OG's playstyle, like after winning the second TI, all the European teams were like, holy shit, we got to do that. And then there was COVID, and we had a year and a half of EU thinking this style is how we're going to win TI. And they're all just running at each other like chickens with their head cut off. And they're like, we got to keep fucking going and keep fucking going. And then when the international stage hit, after a year and a half of doing the same shit, they see these teams that are beating them. And the way they're beating them, like you said, is just dodging fights until their timing.
Their movements.
Yeah, they're reading their... Nope. They're like, we know that guy's going to run at us, so let's just dodge them. We got our carry BKB, smoke at these guys. They're going to fight us anyway, and then just fucking kill them because you're more powerful. Like I feel like that's the last two majors in one thought. That's what's happened to EU. I'm watching it. Like, they're always trying to fight. I play these pubs, and It's gotten worse, 100%. In like the last 9 months, it has gotten worse. When you think of what they're doing in pubs, I would be like 400 gold from a BKB, and I'm like, guys, I almost have my BKB. Let's wait. And then there would be 2 fights between the time I got that fucking BKB and when I said I was like 1,000 gold or 400 gold off or whatever. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, guys, just stop.
I mean, you're definitely right. I mean, more than OG, I would maybe blame the pandemic, right? Because EU kind of, I mean, every region was kind of stuck in their own bubble, and every region had to figure out what was the best way to play Dota, or like style to play Dota, right? And I mean, I definitely have personally, like, I agree with you. The whole running at each other, or running at the enemy team,
It's
just
gone too far.
Yeah. It doesn't, especially after, I think it was like, I think there was a gold change for hero kills or something.
Yeah.
For like for the team that is
for
like
a long time ago
or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that entirely changed that play style as well, because like, you make one mistake, you lose 2 heroes that are high net worth.
Yeah.
Your net worth lead is literally
It's gone.
gone. Yeah. It's gone. So like, if you are not playing perfect Dota in that style, like literally perfect Dota, like, your exact limits, you are never like diving a tier 2 tower and messing up or like anything like that. Like, you make one mistake, you're done, because they're gonna have like a better, that, like, they get a Roche off of that, they get an item off of that, or that, like, whatever, and it's just like, you can't maintain it, in my opinion, because like, everyone makes mistakes in Dota. You can't play flawlessly. Like,
the biggest thing here for me is that when I look at NA and I look at China, like Quincy Crew and EG play very differently. Okay, like I think both those teams have a distinct identity. And I look at like Vici compared to LGD and compared to, why am I blanking, Aster. Aster looked like shit, but either way, they all looked very different to me. And my emphasis was that the EU teams have like blended into one. Like, they've all started to like mimic OG in some capacity, like TI9 OG. Like, yes, they all have their individual players, different hero pools and stuff, but I see so little difference between all the EU playstyles. Like, I'll watch the games and it's the same shit done with different heroes. It's the same shit. So all I'm saying is, like, that's why I think it hurt EU. I feel like playing against one EU team, you'll beat the rest of them too. Like, because they're all about the same.
I just want to add, I find it kind of funny, because I feel like Secret used to be the masters of like the just wait for your timings and just win off of your timings.
And they are not that way anymore,
and
dude.
they changed
They
that
are
style.
not that
like,
way.
They completely 180 that style into like kind of like a mix of that in OG, like OG at TI9. But again, the gold changes to hero kills and stuff, I feel like really benefit Secret's old play style. And I think part of why Secret are faltering is they're trying to get back to that play style, but it's like, it's such a short time frame, right? Like, they're just trying to completely shift their ideas. And I mean, even if you're really good at the game, I feel like as a team, you have to, it takes a lot to be able to just like, snap your fingers and just change everything you've been discussing for over a year and be like, all right, clear the whiteboard. We're now going back to what we were doing.
Oh, it's very hard to like, migrate from one play style to the other. It's like very difficult because it's a transition, right? And transitioning out of this podcast, I have to call it.
Wait, one more point, right?
Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna fucking do it. But yeah, no, we gotta make this a thing, monkeys. We always say that, but I think Monday was the day we were doing it a while back, and Monday will still be right before the qualifiers. So, are you good for next Monday? Commit now or forever?
Yeah, next Monday should be fine.
Okay. The podcast, I'll make sure they're uploaded to my second YouTube channel, guys. So you'll see them there if you want to see them again. And if you do care about supporting it, it's through the same Patreon as my coaching and everything. There's like an extra $3 tier to support the podcast. No pressure to do so. Just mention it there. Half the money goes towards manscaping our balls. That is where the other half goes. Don't forget to check out manscaped.com, 20% off.
Perfect segue.
Promo code BSJ. If we want to get sponsored again, you guys have to buy it. But if you don't buy it, it's fine. Monkeys said that he enjoyed the product on his face, anyways. So
well, I literally looked at the box afterwards, and I realized that wasn't what it was for. I mean, I literally just opened it up, and I was like, "Oh, cool!
Oh, a
I have
razor.
like a new razor.
This is gonna go on my face."
But okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like it was on someone's balls before I put it on my face. Like, it was just in the fucking box. Like,
I don't think
know.
they're reusable. I don't think they recycle the razors, so you're probably good. Okay, with that being said, buddy, thank you. I'll see you next week. You better actually show up and don't run out of power. Right?
You're lucky I showed up tonight. My power's been flickering for 3 hours, so
it's all perspective. See you later, bud.
Bye bye.